Start again, base Vav. Holds and all of the above. A level of the days of Sichas Atzmos. Naftali Ayola Shluchan, listen in the Shefer, right, which comes to the Imri Shefer, Dam Shacher, that comes to Ayola Shluchan, that with the Satzfila, with the Samata. So, and which is what's the Tefillah, he says. We pray that the revelation of Hashem in its purest form should be revealed the Mata. Dichalein. So for cause and asa b'payel al yedei aveda b'yud gimel v'tesvav dvarim. I think I have to correct what I said earlier. The 13, 15, what's the cheshbon 30 if you count? It is 13. What's 15 if you include the stones? Av nishaya. That's the chiluk. Shakel miskol olam kuloi, that these components embrace the whole world. Embracing all of our work and avodah in all matters of the physical world, the purpose of which is itself, which is why the Eibishter made it tzimtzum, because he wants this tacht, and then here we should draw upon him. He says in the Maimer that how does it happen from the Bligvul Svidus? Because of the tzimtzum. Not just one, he mentions one. Like we said before, from the Baal Shem Tov. He made many. The Lashon Kamba, many made al mispar built him means about endless, numberless. They're endless tzimtzumim. How so? The kivin sheshesh elamis beli mispar. Now the Ilmus Bli Mispar, by the way, here, it appears he's not speaking the Ilmus Bli Mispar Lifnat Tzimtzum. He means even after the Tzimtzum. In the three broad categories of Biyah, he means even after Tzilus. That comes out from the Sichas. That even in Biyah, Beifan Klali, it's three, but within it's Bligvul, like the point of Toshin Chav Beis, that there's a Bligvul in every aspect of creation. So Olam is being mispar. Because of Allah is mispar, maidens without end. Al tikra Allah misela Olam boys. Mishir Ashirim there. Harim Beli yesh gam tzimtzumim belim mispar. So since there's Olam is being mispar, so there's endless tzimtzumim. Tzimtzum l'chol Olam, a tzimtzum responsible for that particular Olam. Is called tzimtzum nechlakim legimel tzimtzumim kloliyim, and then there's the three general tzimtzumim yud alu kadar yud alu sitanya perek memtes. Says the Alter Rebbe, the prototype b'chinas ha'hester v'helem otzmo misafer. The details of the helem hester are too powerful to number. Ach derech klalim shleishim mini tzimtzumim atzumim kloliyim, but they're three powerful general tzimtzumim l'shleisha in the olam is klolium for the three general worlds v'heim shleisha olam is biyah, right? So the bligvul tzimtzumim are even post atzilus. Continuing back in the Maimer. Tzimtzum aleph amen amaitzel netzolim. So the first tzimtzum is to produce bria. Actually, no, he says here the first tzimtzum. That's interesting. Tzimtzum aleph amen amaitzel netzolim lo elam atzilus. Yeah, obviously there's a tzimtzum there, but how does it jive what you says in Tanya? No, you gimel. Because there's three. Yud gimel. Or Yud gimel explains it. Okay, let's just keep on reading. So the three general tzimtzumim. We just read the order in Tanya. In Tanya, there he talks about bia. I just missed the line. That's a machvav line there. It threw me. Like explained in some machvav shisavos, so the mesuag the gimel tzimtzumim, that the savos is through gimel tzimtzumim. Now, order yud gimel. Hashaych is the gimel tzimtzumim elo. These, the connection between these tzimtzum we're going to describe now, which is embraces atzilus. The gimel tzimtzum should be gimel oil misbiyah. To the gimel tzimtzum, the Alter Rebbe speaks of that tzimtzum producing bria and then producing yitzir and asiyah. Shebetanya shomhi ki kol olam kol mikol olam is the general answer that every world it has within it is a microcosm of all of the other worlds as well. So the big picture tzimtzumim, gimel tzimtzum is reflected in the smaller picture of bia. Clear? The general answer to all these questions, huh? So what are the three general tzimtzumim that speaks in Samach Vov? There's three tzimtzumim. Tzimtzum Aleph, and Amaitzel Netzolim, that produces Atzilus, Ledem Atzilus. Sha'on is Samtzum Lias Nimshach B'Shem Havaya, that the earth is contracted to be drawn and defined the Shem Havaya. Dalade is the Shem Havaya. The Dalade is the Shem Havaya. Shemoidim Ales is Virat Atzilus. Yud is Chochmah, Hey is Bina, and Vav is the six midas, and the final Hey is Malchus. Then the Tzimtzum base Atzilus, the Bia, the second one to produce Bia, which in general is Shem Havaya, the Shem Alikim. Because Shem Alikim is the Yes, Moker, the Nivroim. This is a oil which is a Moker, a source, direct source of Nivroim. That's the ayin he spoke about. That we can reach through Avodah, the Moker of Nivroim. And then, Tzimtzum Agimel B'Shem Alikim Gufa. This is the big picture Tzimtzumim. The third Tzimtzum in Shem Alikim Sheti is Savas M'Shem Alikim. That the Sabbath of Shem Elikim, as the pasuk says, Bereishis Bar Elikim Etzeshman V'Sa'oretz, should be Be'oifen Shal Hel and V'Hester. It could be for Shem Elikim Gvul, but not concealed, but Gvul utterly concealed, producing an oilam of concealment. It explains at length in Samach Vov. These are three different qualities of Tzimtzum. It's not just the same thing repeated on subsequently lower levels. There's a general tzimtzum that goes from Ein Sof to Esesvirus. That's one kind of tzimtzum. And then there's another, but that's in the Likus Gufa. Then there's a tzimtzum that produces a nivra. And then there's a tzimtzum that produces a nivra that totally doesn't feel its source. Clear? That's the three, the qualitative difference, not just in quality, but the qualitative difference of the tzimtzum. And that's reflected, he says, in Ora Yud Gimel, in a smaller scale, also in creation itself, in Bia. So relative. Tachlis called. So what's the point? Tachlis called it tzimtzumim. What's the point of these tzimtzumim? The three general and the three specific, and then the one that the Frierdiker Rebbe spoke of, that he speaks about in the Sichas. The Elam was confused. The Rebbe explains it, which we addressed it in the Ha'ara there, but we'll look at the Sichas in detail. The Oifen Shel Hel and the Tachlis called is Kadesh Yeh Achdos Im HaKadosh Baruch Hu, that who, us, we should be united with him. Every Jew and all Bnei Yisrael should unite with the Eibishter to the extent that there's such a unity, and we can't distinguish between the two. And that's the connection. Final paragraph. Like the day my saying about the saying about Kol Anal. And through our Moishe, our action, and our Veda, and all of the aforementioned relationship, Natzlim, Mesoitzrish, and Noisen, Melech, Malchi, Amlochem, Makadosh Baruch Hu, Kol Echad Misol, Shochelik Mitzvahs Havaya. In such a way that we use the treasures that the Eibush, the King of Kings, the Holy One, blessed be He, gives to each Yid as a part of the hosts of Hashem, the army of Hashem. And He carries out the mission entrusted to Him. There's the general mission and specific mission. Each one of us has a specific mission. And what is that? You don't have to worry about it. It's the circumstances you're in, and be a chassid in those circumstances. That's your mission. And he's victorious in the battle through the Eitzres, not his koiches, but the Eitzres, the treasures invested in him, which we're talking about here. That Poshet, after the whole arichas, what's the treasure? It's Gilo Ya'atzmos, that Chassidus, that it revealed through Chassidus and the Rabbeim to every Yid, whether they know of it or not. As then comes the true complete redemption. Then will be fulfilled the promise of the glory of Hashem will be revealed. And all flesh together will see that the mouth of Hashem speaks, bringing all of creation into existence. Shazel, the BASI, in the BASI, the GANI, the GANI, and that will be the full realization. I've come to my garden, to my bridal chamber. The Malkim Shoyi Ikri B'Tchilas, and Bedish says a place where the divine presence was primarily manifested at the outset. Shazel, this will be fulfilled then. She'oz Dafka B'Lam Azat Tachna Shetachna Matimenu. Then Dafka in this world, this lowest world, will be Ikri B'Beis HaMikdash, and primarily in the Beis HaMikdash, Beretz HaKodesh, where in Eretz Yisrael, Eretz Asher Tomed Deina V'Alekecha B'Meresh Yishana V'Dach Rishana, period. Where in Eretz Yisrael, the place where the eyes of Hashem are upon it from the beginning of the year to the end of the year. What does he have to say? That there's all inyan in Baruchni, the Rebbe has to say this inyan here, this bracha in the Maimer. That God is watching over it. I mean, you would say this endlessly in these years. Mems going forward. And no concept, no idea in Torah ever departs from its simplest meaning. Because there's all these inyanim beruchnius, bepashtos, bekorev mamash helchim. Very soon we go. Kol bnei Yisrael eretz hakodesh, all Yidden to the Holy Land, neshamas begufim, souls in bodies, binoreinu, biskindeinu, with the elder, with our younger, with their youth, and with their elder, bevaneinu, bivneisenu, with our sons and with our daughters. One pasuk and a second pasuk that I started to say around this time also constantly, v'kasmam v'zahavam itam, their gold and silver with them, and in brackets yetzein beruchni yizrein begashmi, spiritual gold and silver, it's ava v'yira, and physical gold and silver begashmi is itam with them. That's another nevuah in Yeshaya, v'simchas olam al roshim, and an eternal joy upon their heads, begula mityas vashleman alidei Mashiach tzidkenu v'mheira v'yameinu mamash. Okay, I sent you the. Let's look at the. Everybody has it. It's page. It's Eis Chafhei. Page 865. Kana Mokim, here's the place to divide in Behemshech. The Maimer the Yom to explain something Behemshech to the Maimer that was said on the Yom HaYilula Yuchvat, the Ramasal Bos Legani Yuchvat. And that mind is I'm used to the Perek Yud Bez Behemshech Mamorish Shabal Yom HaYilula. It's based on the 12th chapter, Bos Legani Tavshin Yud of Bos Legani Tavshin Yud. That is Perek Yud Bez Anal Medubar Edis HaTzimtzum Shahoy Beirin Sabarach. So that chapter that Fidig Rebbe makes reference to the Tzimtzum that was in the Eirin Sof, Shagam La'achrei HaTzimtzum, And the chiddush of the Maimer is based on the Tikkun Zohar. He's explaining the Tikkun Zohar that even post Tzimtzum Nisava Olam is bli gvul bli shir, infinite worlds and without end. The Maimer shenem b'yemai dola, and the Maimer which we just learned now. He's talking about the man ותשמ membeis. But the Maskal BASI legani hashosa. This year's BASI legani. Huva bekeshel is a teresa Baal Shem Tov. We quoted about the teaching of Baal Shem Tov. Quote: "This Baruch Hasa kama tzimtzumim." The Eibishter made several tzimtzumim. Derech kama olam kadei sheyeh achdos. At the end, there should be achdos of the Yid with the Eibishter. Now that the statement of the Baal Shem Tov, she said the dugmas hambavur beperek beis hanal, similar to what was stated in Perek Beis of the Fidige Rebbe shegam b'achrat tzimtzum. Where's the similarity? Because Kadeshi Achtus, in all of these Tzimtzumim is the Achtus or the Eibishter himself. So there's the Bligvul that's revealed in the Gvul, which is the only way to have Achtus in all of this diversity when it's permeated with Bligvul. The king himself, is the father rather, is Mishtashea, plays with his child. It's there, the whole Tokfei, notwithstanding the fact that what is he actually saying is just childish words. But in those childish words, he's present in the deepest way and is one with his child in the deepest way. Yeah, that's the vote of the Baal Shem Tov. And there in the mind of the ותשמ we explained also. Shemas shekosu b'teretz Baal Shem Tov. Shakadosh Baruch Hu sakam tzimtzumim. The Eibishter made several tzimtzumim. It all became behemshach to the vote of the Alter Rebbe Elov. Sheyeh achdos. There should be unity with him. Hakavona b'zalam shochas. I just said the moment ago. Atzmos umhus lamat. The intent here is atzmos, united with every year lamata. And in this context, he brought the Alter Rebbe's Pirush that we call upon him, and as the Free says, and not to his middah. So who's the him? The Baal Shem Tov rather the Alter Rebbe. Then finally, Elov Koyal Atzmos Emunos. Now, the Kershel Mashakotze B'Teretz Baal Shem Tov Kama Tzimtzumim. Derech Kama Olam. Baal Shem Tov makes reference to several tzimtzumim. So we just quoted moments ago in the Maimer. Huva b'Maimer. So we mentioned in the Maimer that in Maimer of Chakadmud Marashab, the Rebbe Rashab, we mentioned there Sheyeshtam Gimel tzimtzumim. Right? We just learned this 3 tzimtzumim. Remember they are Fratzilus, Bia, and Helen. In other words, Gvul and Elikus, Nivroyim, and Nivroyim that have no awareness of this source. Right? And they asked. People wrote in. When they wrote in, the Manichim. Is that which the Rebbe Rashab speaks of, this Gimel Tzimtzumim, is that who inyan echad? Is that the same thing in Mashakos with Baal Shem Tov? Kama tzimtzumim. Baal Shem Tov said kama tzimtzumim, and then the Rebbe explained, bringing the Rebbe Rashab 3 tzimtzumim. The Rebbe's Maimon said, from the flow of the Maimon, it would appear that it's one thing. He brought both things in the Maimon, not just in the Maimon, but in one hemshech, in one paragraph that we just learned. Yeah, that's the shayla. We're clear, friends. Beautiful and the explanation. The words are that he made many tzimtzumim through many worlds. The indication is the Rabbi tzimtzumim b'li mispar. We mean endless tzimtzumim. Kim kavanos l'mispar mesuim shal tzimtzumim. Mr. Baal Shem Tov intended a particular number, shleisha 3, as we mentioned from the Rebbe Rashab and from Tanya, or Meya, 100, 1,000, Chayitz Bezeh, he should have written the number. And since the Lashon of Hashem Tov is many, through many worlds, in brackets, the Leitzi and Mispar Mesuim, without indicating particular number, movements understood, Shekavonas Advarim Mularibu Tzimtzum Shein Lei Mispar. The Hashem Tov means endless Tzimtzumim. Tamadover, endless Tzimtzumim, like he said in the Maamre. It's because there's endless worlds, from the Zayar V'Alom, in Mispar, endless world, Alom is, again, maidens, Altikra, Alom is Eloilumus, and there's endless worlds. So he says in the Maamre, Nimta comes out, what does it mean? There are many tzimtzumim and many worlds. I mean, bligvul belisha without it. On the page, right? On the other hand, so we have like this. When they put all the cards on all the pieces of the puzzle on the table, and the Rebbe just puts it all together all in context. So fact number one, we've quoted the Baal Shem Tov, Mitzias. There's endless tzimtzumim. On the other hand, the Perek Bezanal moving Alosh and Simson. The Friediger Rebbe in his Perek says one. What uses the David made 8 tzimtzum Losh Yochid. So why isn't he talking about the endless tzimtzum of that is the reality of the Bligvul Eilemus? For Tamad over the reason. This is what we're saying now, friends, already learned. They already put in. We learned it. We're revisiting it now, and hopefully with greater clarity for all of us, myself included. But my answer is, we read this Ha'ara yesterday. The point of the Maamre is not to go into Leinochis, means to get down and address the details of the Tzimtzumim. That's not the point of the Maamre. What does the Maamre want to say? Vayet is goyd le'ileh ein sof, to explain the Gevaldik Yil of the Ein Sof. That notwithstanding Shon Nimshech Lamata Din Tachlis, that he descends all the way down the Ein Sof, Hashem's revelation, and what's responsible for that is the Inyan HaTzimtzum, Hainu. Ava Pishis Avos Amati Davka De HaTzimtzum. How does creation happen in its finite, limited ways? Because the infinite light is profoundly screened. Which affects that the oil itself should overtly come in a descriptive and finite way. What's the point of Eis Yud Beis? The oil still carries within it its infinite property. It's not Negea Prati. The details of the Tzimtzum to explain how many, Bligvul or 3, which we'll get to in a minute, reconciling that, is not Negea. He just wants to say one thing in the Maamre, that overtly the infinite light has been radically transformed into finite light. And yet the Pnimius is still Bligvul. That's all. Now more detail coming. We say to Mizu, moreover, and this more detail they added as a footnote, is base, which we learned. Okay, we'll leave the Meseder Mizu for Monday, Mitzvah.